In honor of the Walk to End Hunger happening at Mall of America on Thanksgiving morning, we have been making budget-friendly meals here in our kitchen.
Our next guests surpass our expectations by making a dinner that feeds 4 people for only $1.28. And his wife says it's the best thing that he's ever made. And he cooks a lot. Here to wow us, we welcome Cooking for Dad's host, Rob Barrett.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
Is this true? The best thing ever?
Well, it's shocking because I do cook a fair amount,
I know.
right? And I usually try to do really fancy truffle type things. And she goes, "This bean thing's the best ever." I'm like, "Good, we spent $1.28 on it."
Wow,
you know?
that's amazing. Okay, so show us how to get started.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to actually just really quick, we're going to put some one handful of onions and some butter.
This is how Rob measures, by the way. One
Right,
handful.
I love that.
Okay,
one spoonful.
so our beans, what you do is you have to soak your beans overnight, or you do what's called a quick soak. You put them in a pan, you bring them to a boil, turn off the heat, let it sit for an hour.
And dried beans is the key. They are so cheap.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, you buy them in bulk.
Exactly. And so these sat overnight, and then I boiled these. Put them in water, you simmer them for 45 minutes. That's all you do.
Okay.
That's it.
Piece of cake. And so what we need to do, it's a little exciting, is to capture some of the bean water.
When he says exciting, I get nervous about what he's going to do.
So I'm going to capture the bean water here just by pouring it off gently.
Is this like some mythical creature, the bean water?
Capture the bean water.
Right,
It has never been harnessed in this way.
Are we going to go into the whole pirate thing?
Yes.
Let's not do that. No. Okay, so here are our beans, right? And they are nice. And we're going to make some rice, and so we take 1 cup of rice.
Yeah.
So basically, we have 1 cup of beans, 1 cup of rice. This is 11 cents per serving. This is 22 cents per serving. And you can do just beans and rice, and it's actually very, very good.
Yeah.
Like that. So give me that rice, and we're just going to dump that into 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice if you don't have a rice maker.
There is something, too, if you've been using canned beans, which are, I mean, a nice, quick alternative, but, like, dried beans, freshly cooked, I think you just can't compare that.
Really, if you put just the beans on the rice, you get a fair amount of protein, and it's really good.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some bacon, some other things. So we're going to add about 10 cents per serving to our 28 cents, but you don't need to if you don't want to.
Okay.
All right, we've got this cooking.
Yep.
Put in 1/4 cup of bacon.
Okay.
Put in 2 spoonfuls of the brown sugar.
And that's cooked bacon.
That is cooked bacon.
Already
2 spoonfuls of that.
Okay.
And then put in, see, we have about a cup there.
It's a little fresh
You got
brown
some
sugar.
solid brown sugar.
We'll stir that
Cup
up.
the bean water?
No, 1/4 cup of the bean water.
Oh,
and that's
quarter
going to
cup.
become, so what is that at?
That's
Well,
at
just
a third of a cup.
Just force it in.
Well, I'm just going to go like that then.
That's perfect.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to let that cook.
Ooh, that
little
smells
salt,
good.
little salt and pepper. Put that in there. Yeah, skosh.
It's like the little salty sweet thing you got going on here.
A little, well, it's kind of layers of flavor,
Yeah.
right? We're going to put some sugar to kind of thicken it up and give it some sweetness. We want to balance that out with some bitter and pepper and some salt.
Yeah.
Okay, now put those beans in there.
Okay, here we go. Beans in.
All right, and then we're just going to turn this down a little bit. And then we're going to stir that up, and that is all she wrote. Let that sauce thicken just a tad.
Yeah.
So about another 30 seconds or so. And you have got, just making sure we didn't forget anything. So give me so I actually measured this out pretty accurately. Here is the little scale that I use.
Yes.
And so you measure out a cup of each, and how much is it per cup, per ounce. Measure the whole thing out to
And
get.
this is a complete meal, but if you had a little bit more of a budget, you could always do, I'm sure, greens on the side or some sort of green vegetable or something like that.
One of the most influential people in my life has been this guy named Dave Ramsey. Have you heard of him? He's this financial guy. And he talks about getting out of debt. And if you want to get out of debt, if you really want to, just eat beans and rice and beans. He's kind of joking, but I'm like, well, how much would it actually cost?
Yeah.
You know, and so he's had a huge influence on our life, just helping us through, you know, the financial baby steps.
So
and this is kind of his dish. Like this. And so, well, I mean, that I made of his dish. So we're going to pour this out.
Okay.
Right here. And I don't know if you'll think it's the best thing I've ever made, but...
Yeah, but your wife does.
I was
really?
She's got pretty good taste in things. Look
All
at
right.
you.
There is the dish.
Here, you want that?
I'm a little nervous. I'm
why
always
are you
nervous.
nervous?
I don't know.
Don't be nervous.
But you won't like it or something.
We'll like it. We always like the things you make.
That's very nice flavor, and this
I like
sweet,
that.
just a little bit, but
That's delicious.
It helps to cook it a little bit more. Well, I think.
I think it's super.
I feel better now.
No, I think it's delicious. Oh my gosh, you know what? That's like what I don't like about baked beans when they're too sweet, too thick, too like bleh. That's the perfect version of it to me.
Oh, I thank you.
You did a great
I feel
job.
like I'm in New Orleans right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
without all the southern accent, which is nice. You know, beans just really are a good tasting thing. As I was getting ready for this, I was just surprised. You know, you just boil them and you eat them. You're like,
They're
There's
delicious.
nothing wrong with just that.
No, Rob, you did a great job.
Well,
Thank you
you,
so
Rob.
much. So we have this
Awesome.
super simple recipe and a link to Rob's YouTube page on our website. Go to TwinCitiesLive.com and click on food.
Also on TwinCitiesLive.com, you're going to find more information on the Walk to End Hunger that's happening on Thanksgiving Day at the Mall of
I
America.
kind of want to keep eating it. It's so good. Still to come, vanilla poached salmon can be a